My mic was muted. Welcome to the show, everybody. I didn't think I was going to stream today, but I decided to because apparently the best president in the history of this country, oh, close. I think Abraham Lincoln and George Washington might give him a run for his money. But the best president in my lifetime, Donald J. Trump, was in Phoenix, Arizona for a rally tomorrow. So welcome to the show. Also, if you just couldn't get enough of Joe Biden, I got some embarrassing stuff that we're going to be looking at later, but let's get into this. This is why we're here. We're going to listen to the president speak to Arizona, which Phoenix, Arizona is a very, very blue state, very, very blue city, excuse me. So without any further delay, and we shouldn't have any copyright issues on this one. It was a copyright issue. That's why the stream was taken down on one channel last night. I got the email today.
What a group. What a group. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow.
It's a pretty loud ovation considering it's such a blue city. And I know because I was born there. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, but I was raised in Colorado. And quite frankly, Colorado was a better choice because where I live at now, the western slope is actually very, very red.
Hello, Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix.
What's up,
I love
Andy? How you doing,
Phoenix.
buddy?
We've done well in Phoenix. I love this place. I even wore a special tie because it represents the sun. It's nice and sunny. And you got thousands of people outside that didn't get in, so I don't know if they're going to be so thrilled, but I'm thrilled.
You can see even in his chat, he's got some trolls. He is going to jail. Laugh, laugh, laugh. I mean, hey, send him to jail. Please do. Please send him to jail and watch how it backfires more than it already has.
To be back in beautiful Arizona with thousands and thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, which is what you are. And I want to thank a special person, Charlie Kirk, for his tremendous leadership, as well as everyone at Turning Point Action for making this event possible. They're really helping with the election. They're doing a phenomenal job. Also, we have a lot of real warriors here tonight. Thanks to certain members of Congress with us. Eli Crane, where's Eli? Where's Eli? What happened to Eli? Just saw him back there. Here he is. Eli's doing a great job. A very non-controversial man, and he loves your state and he loves our country. Andy Biggs.
Dude, Andy, absolutely. Charlie Kirk is killing it. So I subscribe to James Klug, and he covers a lot of the stuff that Charlie Kirk does, going to these places, these woke universities, and talking to kids, and they just scream at him. I got to be honest, I don't think I can do it as good as James, but I might start covering that too, because it's just nonsensical to see. Yeah. I almost guarantee Carrie Lake is going to be in the cabinet. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. I think Tulsi Gabbard will be in there too. Some people have talked about Tulsi Gabbard being VP. I think that would be an interesting one, because she's an independent now. She could probably pull in some of the more women voters, and some disgruntled Democrats that, quite frankly, they're tired of poopy pants. It's like, yeah, we're all tired of poop. Well, a lot of us are tired of poopy pants.
Thank you, Andy. Great guy. A woman, I can't believe she's leaving Congress. She would have won by about 99%, but she's doing something very important. She's going to Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, and she has my complete and total endorsement. One of the greatest people. She was just a warrior with impeachment hoax #1, impeachment hoax #2, all hoaxes. Everything's a hoax. These people are sick. But I just want to introduce a special woman, Debbie Lesko. Debbie, there you are. Thank you, Debbie. Great job. That's an important.
Also, it's interesting to note that the governor of Arizona, a very, very blue Democrat, the one who defeated Carrie Lake, there may have been some fortification there in the ninth inning. She's under investigation. Oh, he was look. I'm not saying I'm not a massive fan of the majority of Republicans. I am a Trump supporter. I am a common sense supporter, and which is one reason. Yes, Andy, I love Tulsi. I don't agree with some of her takes, but the majority of the stuff she's saying right now is spot on, spot on, and so that's why I love me some Tulsi Gabbard. So with that being said, he's thanking everybody. So let's kind of get into the speech here. We want to hear him at what he's actually going to say.
He's fighting for me. Paul Gosar. Paul. You know, there gets to be a point where they can't rig it, so we have an expression. Charlie and I were just talking. It's called too big.
Yeah, no, that's and look, this is something that I 100% agree with right here. We need to be all in 100%. Don't pretend that he's losing by a landslide. Everybody who wants to vote for this man, go out there and vote. Vote, vote, vote. Pretend he's losing. The polls, he's up like astronomically, but pretend he's not. Because we need to pretend that he's not. Because if we don't, we're going to see the fortification of 2020 all over again. And you're going to get 4 more years of I shit my pants, Joe Biden.
Big to rig. Congressional candidate.
Oh, and you know what? Quite frankly, how about this? How about this? I was gonna wait till later to show it because I know that it's a weird time I'm streaming and people are probably running around doing stuff. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh God, why am I? If yeah, I found this on the old Twitter. So, dear God, help us all. Here we go. From Dom Luker, breaker of narratives. This makes me hate my life. This makes me hate my life. And guess what? I actually like the song that they're singing, and well, they have just destroyed it. Or if you don't pretend like Donald Trump is losing and get out there and vote like it's going out of style, like your literal life depends on it for your family, so you can survive. You get more of this.
Joe Biden, yeah, Joe Biden, yeah, Joe Biden, Biden's back, all right. Joe.
I wish I was dead. I do. Look, I grew up in the 90s, man. I like me some BSB. I like that song, but what the fuck is that? Oh my God. Let's get to the actually, let's go through the comments just to see what people are saying, because dear God, that's ear molestation. Gunther Engelman, I think he's oh, you can't see it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. He says, I think he shit himself in this video. And Dom says that's his go-to. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, he seems to like the younger crowd. I wonder why. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And I love the people too that these people who vote for him, they see the videos of him sniffing people and touching people. They're like going, he's not a perv. I'm like, oh no, he's a perv. He's a perv. I don't know what to tell you. I see videos of Trump touching, sniffing kids and like whispering in their ear. Because if you did, the left would run with that like it's going out of style.
Abe Hamadeh. Abe, thank you very much. And a friend of mine, and a really incredible woman who's worked very hard, and she had another one of those elections. The machines just happened to be broken. Only the Republican machines, however. That was a strange situation. She had lines going back 2 miles, and I'm
Carrie
sorry,
Lake.
sir, you'll have to come back about 12 o'clock in the evening. The machines happened to be broken, but she's out there, and she's a warrior, I'll tell you, and she's a very fine person and a she's a great family person and a great person who loves our country. You're going to be your next senator. She's got to be your next senator because she's running against somebody. She's running against somebody Who's for open borders? Do you like open borders? I don't think so. You gotta elect Carrie Lake. She's gonna be fantastic. Carrie Lake. Carrie. Thank you, Carrie.
I mean, I'll say this, kind of back to what if Kerry wins a senator position, she would be more valuable as a senator from Arizona to Donald Trump than she would be in the cabinet. So if she wins, which God hope she does, because again, who likes open borders? Raise your hand if you like open borders. And again, I'll say as I did last night, I can't walk into Canada without a passport. If I went to the Canada border at a checkpoint and I decided just to walk through and keep on walking, the cops, the Canadian police will stop me. Yeah, we need good people in every position. Yeah, it's he can't make the same mistakes as last time because there were people who said the right things and they were in his cabinet and then did the wrong things. But I think he's after all of this, I can't I don't know how this man, being as smart as he is, could not have learned. You know that he'd never been president. He'd never been a politician. You know, you go back 30 years. He talked about what in 80 something, 86, 87 with Oprah about how he's just like, I don't want to run for president ever. Then he runs for president because he sees what's happening.
She's incredible. She's going to do a good job. The campaign is just beginning. And on this day, we remember and thank the immortal heroes of D-Day who landed at Normandy 80 years ago. 80 years. I spoke to some of them today, actually. They're the hearts, and they're in our hearts of this country. They really are. They're the heart of the country. These are great people. Greatest generation. Thank you very much. That's true. And it's really tremendous. We talk about great people. These are great people right before me, and I appreciate you being here, especially in these numbers, these throngs. But we have a job to do. We have to make America great again. We're going to do it. We're going to do it better than ever. We are going to do it better than ever before. We had the best economy. We had the best border. We had the best of everything. And now we got to do it all over again. We're going to do it even better. I just went through a rigged trial in New York with a highly conflicted, and I mean highly conflicted, judge, where there was no crime. It was made up, fabricated stuff. They didn't want to bring the case. They could have brought the case 7 years ago. It's only when you run for office they bring cases. But they would have done that 7 years ago, not in the middle of my presidential campaign, where we're beating Biden, by the way, by a lot. Did you see? And by the way, right after the announcement of this, more campaign funds were given to this campaign than any campaign they think in history. Almost $400 million. 400! No, it's never been, nobody's ever seen, because they know it was rigged. They know it's a corrupt system. They know all about it. But with your help, less than 5 months from now, and we're going, and I'll tell you what, we have to change the system. We have to straighten out what's going on in these courts. We got a rigged deal going, this whole country, and we've got to do it. And those appellate courts have to step up and straighten things out, or we're not going to.
Also, on top of that, too, we have new information about this individual who we talked about it last night. It was addressed by the judge. Apparently, this individual who said something about having a cousin on the jury, and it was a done deal before the conviction actually was given the next day. We'll get into that. I'm going to tell you, and of course, the weirdos on the left are celebrating like, cry more, MAGA, maggots. And I'm going to tell you why this is going to backfire. I'll tell you why it's going to backfire.
Have a country any longer. But we're going to win the great state of Arizona, and we're going to tell crooked Joe Biden, you're fired. You're doing a lousy job, the worst president in history. Joe, you're fired. How did he do today? Does anybody have a report? Oh, gee.
He pooped his pants. There's poop at the D-Day ceremony. He had to be escorted off in the opening speech.
In a few moments, I will be taking questions. I'm going to be taking questions. So I don't know. I'm not like Joe. Tell me who's going to. Do you ever see that? He's got a press conference that lasts for about 2 minutes. And he goes like this. He's reading a card.
Yes, Andy.
NBC. Jim. And then they ask him a question, and he picks up the same paper and he reads the answer. They never did that with me. No, we're going to have people asking questions. Whatever they ask is okay. Is anybody going to be watching the debate with this character? They offered me this debate, and they thought I wouldn't take it because it's on CNN. It's Fake Tapper. Does anyone know him? Fake Tapper. They wanted it to be sitting down, seated, and zero audience. And they wanted it to be short, also very short. And
seated, zero audience, and sitting. Like, what? Like, are you serious? Dude, fuck that. No.
And I said, I'll take it. Because you know what? They thought I wouldn't take it. Being on CNN, and Dana Bash is very tough to Trump. Dana Bash, another beauty. So I have Dana Bash and Fake Tapper. And they thought, here's what we'll do. We'll offer him the worst thing that.
Hey, you know what? And since obviously Trump isn't going to back down, you know what we as Americans need to do? We need to stand up and say, no. There needs to be an audience. It needs to be standard debate parameters. Only. You don't get none of this special crap for Joe Biden. If he can't stand there for an hour, he can't stand there for an hour. That's his problem. And maybe he's not fit to be president. Oh, wait. Did I hit the nail on the head? These people.
Could be offered. These two anchors, Dana Bash, Fake Tapper, CNN, no audience, nobody. Your children, your wife, nobody can be there. Oh, that's going to be interesting for him, though, isn't it? Nobody can be there. And they want you sitting down. So I said, I'll take it. They thought what was going to happen is that I'd say, I won't do it. And then they'll say, Trump doesn't want to debate. I want to debate. We should have many debates, frankly. We really should. Because we have to find out why they like open borders where people pour in from, right, Paul? Why do they, who could like an open border? More importantly, why do they want, we're the party of common sense. As an example, it's big stuff. It's bigger than people think. Why would anybody want to have men playing in women's sports? Why? Do you see the records that are...
If that's not a reason for women to vote for Donald Trump, I don't know what is. Do you want men in your locker rooms? Do you want men to be able to walk into the women's bathroom? If Blair White walked into the women's bathroom, nobody would notice. Nobody'd care. They'd be like, "Oh, all right." I mean, because Blair White is about as look. Even what's her name? Miss Michigan or something like that. She's a trans woman. You can kind of see it, but it's really hard. If that individual walked into a woman's bathroom, I doubt they're there to be a perv. But if I walked in there with facial hair and not looking at all like a woman but just in a dress and be like, "Oh, I'm trans. Hey, ladies, I'm trans. I should be arrested for being a creep." Like, how hard is that? It's not hard. Yeah, basically the media is gaslighting the nation. That's all they've ever done. That's why I'm going to continue to do this, cover this more and more as we get closer to the election, because real common sense needs to come back to people covering this stuff instead of with the 4-minute clips you see on CNN where they basically take everything out of context, they spin it. They're not men, though. Ignore the piece. Yeah.
being set in weightlifting. These are records that are not going to be beaten anytime soon, maybe in 1,000 years from now. But they're being and swimming and running, and it's so unfair and so horrible, really so demeaning to women. Who would want this? I mean, who would want it? We are the party, and we're conservative, all that stuff. But you know what? More importantly, we're the party of common sense. We want strong borders. We want a powerful military. We don't want wars. We want to have great education for our children. We want to have low interest rates. And we were energy independent just 3.5 years ago. And today we're saying to Venezuela, we need your energy. Please help us. It's so sad. It's so pathetic. We're going to lower your energy costs by 50% within 1 year. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to get those prices way down. But first, I want to talk to you about Crooked Joe's heinous and criminal obliteration of our southern border. You people know better than just about anybody about the southern border because they are pouring through your state at levels nobody's ever seen before. 2 days ago, Joe Biden signed an executive order to officially declare his formal approval and support for the largest border invasion in the history of the world. So this has been the largest invasion in history. We are being invaded. This is not people coming in. These are people coming in totally unchecked, unvetted. They're pouring into our country. Far from closing the border, Joe Biden's order. This is his new order. So he's getting killed in the polls. People say that, look, this is really bad what's happening on the border. So they come up with something that's fake, just like everything else they do. It's all fake. The impeachments are fake. The court cases are a disgrace to our country. Everything is fake. So they come up with this order. I won't say it because I don't like using the word bullshit in front of these beautiful children. So I won't say it. I will not say it.
Oh, I have to agree with Joe Rogan on this. Donald Trump is a comedian. He's a comedian. He's been an entertainer for years. He's been in entertainment for years. He was on, The Apprentice for, it ran for 9 years, something like that. He's a comedian. He does his setup, and then there's the punchline. He's like, I'm not going to say bullshit in front of these beautiful kids. I'm not going to say it. It's like you just said it. It's like me going, what the fuck, man? Be like going, hey, watch your fucking mouth. It's a family place. What the hell's your problem? Like, it's funny. He's a comedian. And then you got the other guy who, whatever the hell we saw in that last video where he's like, oh no, I mocked an elderly person.
But this thing allows millions of people.
See?
This allows millions of people into our country. Joe Biden's order
Dude's a comedian.
is pro-invasion, pro-child trafficking, pro-women trafficking, pro-human trafficking, pro-drug dealers. And in all, it's really, they bring death and they bring destruction into our country. It's really pro-illegal immigration. It's great for illegal immigration. It doesn't do anything. It makes it worse than what you have right now. By the way, if he wanted to close the border, I didn't have to go to Congress. I had the best border we've ever had. I had the most secure border we've ever had. You know, when I ran in 2016, I ran largely on the border. Border was really bad. I fixed it. And when I ran in 2020, I said, I want to talk about the border. And all of my geniuses said, nobody wants to hear it, sir. Nobody wants to hear about the border. I said, well, let's talk about that. Nobody did it because I fixed it. It was so good we couldn't talk about it. It's pretty bad when you do such a good job that you can't talk about it. But they said, don't talk about it. They were right. Nobody cared about it because I fixed it. The problem is this border is, I'd say, 100 times worse than it was in 2016. 2016 was beautiful by comparison. But we'll fix it again and we'll make it right because we're not going to have a country. You know, without borders, you don't have a country.
Build the damn wall. You got $6 billion for Ukraine. You got $6 billion for a damn wall. Build the fucking wall. It's not racist. It's common sense.
Biden's action this week establishes a annual minimum of approximately 2 million illegal alien border crossers. In other words, he thinks he's getting tough. He's only going to allow 2 to 3 million people into our country.
Jesus.
Where do they come from? Not including the millions that will continue to pour through as gotaways. You know what got away? Those are unreported people. They got away. It's called They Got Away. It's a good name. They walk into our country. Nobody knows they're here. That's not even including that. Joe Biden is the worst president in the history of the United States by far. The worst. The worst. He is destroying our country. The only good thing, Jimmy Carter's a nice man. Do we agree? Jimmy Carter is a brilliant president. Jimmy Carter is a brilliant president by comparison. His administration, by comparison, is brilliant. So as an older man, not feeling great. And he's a nice person. I know him a little bit. Nice person. But Jimmy Carter is happy now because he says that his administration is brilliant compared to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the worst president in history. We have to win on November 5th, which will be the most important day in the history of our country. I'm telling you, it will be. I used to say in 2016, I'd say that, not with the same conviction, but I felt in 2016 and 2020, I didn't have to say we had a country that was just amazing. We had the greatest economy in history during that short period of time. We had the greatest in history, the greatest jobs, greatest tax cuts, gave you the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts. Everything was good, but I'm telling you that this election coming up on November 5th, 2024, is going to go down as the most important day because if we don't win, it's all of us, it's millions of people. If we don't win, this country is finished. I really believe that. I think it's finished. In addition, Crooked Joe's action dramatically expands the Biden migrant smartphone app. Do you believe this? He's talking about a smartphone. He has no idea what a smartphone is. That allows illegal aliens to gain free entry to be released into the United States at the push of a button. Pretty hard. You go like this, ding, I'm here. Welcome to America. Biden's order is not a border security plan. It's a concession to the fact that he has lost control over our border. He's totally lost control over the border, and it's a really dangerous place. He is conceding death, and he's conceding defeat at the border. On day one of my administration, I will be rescinding Crooked Joe's outrageous executive order. And I will be slamming the door shut on the Biden migrant app, and I will terminate every single open borders policy of the Biden administration as soon as I take the oath of office. It will take place on the exact same day. I don't need to wait weeks. It's going to be done on the same day that we take together. We all take the oath of office, okay?
I absolutely think that his kids, at least one or two of them, yes, will run. I honestly think that I think Ivanka could actually probably run as the first female president, to be honest, and probably pull it off. Probably actually pull it off. So, but yeah, we need 4 more years from Donald Trump, and then he can quietly go into existence. His fight of all of this will be done, and quite frankly, I don't think any president in the history of this country has had to fight this hard, ever.
The result of Biden's
Maybe the George Washington. Like, oh no, she wasn't born here. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yep, that's a no. That's a no. But yeah, no, it's I don't think any president has had to work this hard, had to fight this hard since at least in the last 100 years. How about let's say it that way, the last 100 years.
Action this week will be more innocent Americans killed by illegal alien criminals, more children trafficked and sold into slavery, and millions more illegal aliens pouring into our country, and many will come through a very beautiful place known as Arizona, right? Arizona. And I tell you, it's so sad to see what's happened here, right? So sad. You remember you had your sheriff, Sheriff Joe? Huh? Where is he?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, Ivanka's his daughter. Yeah, no, it's his daughter. I thought, I mean, but also at the same time, she's not that political. She supports her dad, but she's not really super political. She kind of took on more of the role, say, somewhere in the sense of maybe Michelle Obama in the beginning. She did a lot of like fundraiser stuff, try to do stuff for like charities and good causes, as the daughter of him. But his son, though, Trump Jr., he's very, very political. I would not be surprised. I believe he's in his late 40s, early 50s. So he I didn't I that I didn't know either. See, it's I don't get into the weeds on a lot of I you know I don't follow a lot of what his kids do. I follow what he does. I follow, but that's awesome though. It's good that she is. She's very smart. She's very bright, even though they painted her out when they were in the White House to be this bimbo, and it's like she's probably smarter than half the people at CNN, if not all of them. Because again, they had Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo. Like, shout out to Fredo, by the way, getting smoked. Bush says, "What's up, boner?" He says, "Sorry, Brian." That's funny. That's pretty good. That's good for a laugh, man.
Here. I used to love that guy. Where is Sheriff Joe? Hey, Joe, come up here. Come on. Get up here, Joe. Sheriff Joe. No games. There were no games. There were no games being played with Sheriff Joe. I didn't know he was here. Come here, Joe.
Yeah, no, the sheriff at the time, he didn't mess around. He didn't mess around at all.
I don't kiss men, but I kissed him. We had a real border with this guy. People said he was too tough. Now they're saying, where is Sheriff Joe? He's 170 years old, but we want him back. Joe, say something.
70 years old.
Hold on. I want to see your birth certificate. He doesn't believe my age. You think I'm 73? I think you're
50.
Bush says that Joe Biden is the least visible president since TV was invented. That is 100% correct. Trump is not president. He's former president, and he's on TV 24/7. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, I got a button for that. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Joe Biden has to be ushered. They lead him out by ice cream. Yeah, it's insane. It is insane. And quite frankly, what's going on at the White House right now is insane too. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. There's a lot of stuff we're going to get into. Trump is actually right now in California, and he's having people in California meet him. I'm not joking. There are people on the sidewalks with signs and flags, and it's like, yeah. Bush says, "I love the new button." It's actually not a new button. I just forget to use it because I just forget to use it. I'm a simple person. I'm a simple man, but yet here we are.
I love this guy. When NBC came up to me and said, "John McCain, you're a hero," and I paused.
Yes.
Because 4 months before, I woke up and told my wife, and thank you, everything you've done for Ava. Never forget that. Never. So I said about McCain, I'm not going to badmouth him. You know, he still served our country. But when I woke up, I told my wife, I finally found the only hero I ever had in my life, and that's him.
Bush, if that is accurate, I don't know. I can't say it is or not, but obviously you seem like you understand that. My grandmother had dementia. It's horrible. I didn't know that. It makes sense. I mean, because Alzheimer's and dementia, it destroys your brain. It just literally. So also at the same time, look, I know that these things keep resurfacing, like, when it was Trump and McCain kind of going back and forth. McCain is no longer with us. He's dead now. God rest his soul. Wasn't a huge fan of his, but guess who you don't see talking crap about the dead? You don't see people on this side of the aisle who support Trump talking bad about the dead. You see it all the time on the left. When Betty White died, losers on the far left celebrated it, saying she was racist. Do you think Betty White had a racist bone in her body? Are you serious? And it was within a day of her death. They were talking bad about her. It's crazy. So say whatever you want about Trump and him and McCain getting into it and all that stuff. Now that he's dead, I've never ever seen Trump badmouth a person who is deceased ever. The left does it all the time. All the time.
And I'm like the president. I'm not a typical politician. We talk too much sometimes.
Wow, I didn't know that,
You
dude.
know what? You
That'd
talk
probably
from
be
the
tough.
heart. Unfortunately, and you get in trouble for that. And what he did for my wife, Ava, I will never forget it. When my wife came down, my wife used to watch Fox, who I never watch anymore, except for your guy. And because she used to watch Donald Trump. And when I told Donald Trump about my wife, that she had cancer, he's called my wife not once, 7 times. You didn't have to do that. So all the media up there, they badmouth me every day. I love the media that badmouths me because my polls keep going up. So keep badmouthing me. You're doing him a favor, too. Keep badmouthing him. So anyway, Mr. President, from the heart.
It's true.
By the way, June 14, you and I, birthday, same day. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Joe.
He never said anything bad about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Thank you.
And she didn't like him.
Grab that railing, Joe. You did perfect. But you don't want to pull a Biden. Thank you. This guy did some job on the border. He wasn't appreciated, actually, and now he's appreciated because you understand what he did. He did an amazing job, and good man, great wife. He had a great wife, actually. And thank you very much. I didn't know you were here, Joe, actually, and I'm glad you were. If Joe Biden truly wanted to sign an executive order to stop the invasion, he only needs a single sentence, and it would say, I hereby immediately reinstate every single border policy of a gentleman named Donald J. Trump, who was president of the United States. Less than 4 years ago, I handed Joe Biden the strongest, most secure border in U.S. history. We built 157 miles, and some people say 571 miles. We added 157. We're ready to get it up. It was going to go up to 200, and they didn't want to put it up. But we built 571 miles of wall. We were going to add Over 200. They ended up selling. It was all made. All we had to do was flip it up. It was going to go up very quickly. Then we had a horrible thing happen during.
Bush says, did an essay on Ruth Bader in my law class. She had one of the strongest takes against insider trading of any judge in U.S. history. Well, Nancy Pelosi probably didn't like her then, despite how she acted. Just for the record, if you really, really want to get some great stock tips, just watch what Nancy Pelosi and her husband do. You can be millionaires like them, but tens of millions. How much is Nancy Pelosi worth? She might even actually be hundreds, a couple hundred million. Asian Sasquatch says, specimen, you don't love me anymore. What does that? What does that mean? What does that mean? It's like I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh goodness. But I will say this though, it does seem that like last night, I think you were streaming like the same time I was. I didn't expect to do a 3-hour live stream last night. I really didn't. I started at like what 6:30 or whatever, and we just kept going. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, like it's 3 hours and 9 minutes, and I did not expect that to be the Pelosi organization, hundreds of millions. Yeah, that's I think it's like 200 some odd million. It's crazy. And he says 160 mil last I heard, and 8 years ago she and her husband were worth 30 million. God fucking Lord. Good Lord. Yeah, it's really weird that, he says you don't write, don't call, not even a twit. I talked to you on Twitter. You're rarely on Twitter though, dude. It's like I don't even exist anymore. All right. Well, you and I need to discuss that thing that you invited me to. So yeah, I need to text you. I need to twit you about that, as you put it, twit you about that, so we can figure out. Pelosi has a compound in San Francisco. It's half a city block. What the? Well, yeah, and it's gated too. It's gated because again, I remember when I believe it was Governor Abbott in Texas sent a busload to her front door. Sent a busload of people to her front door. Yeah. Chinese microchip insider trading. I mean, they have stocks in Nvidia, which is obviously in the computer, they make chips and all that kind of stuff. And it's like it's weird. It's weird. Oh, dude, you didn't send me the link, bro. You didn't send me the link. Now who's who's not communicating? Huh? What? I don't exist anymore. You don't want to send me the link on Twit? Damn, man. I didn't realize it was Thursday, dude. I'll admit this. Thursday wouldn't have been a great day because been having some. Not going to say a whole lot of details. Have a family member who's been having some medical problems. It was a rough week. My mom was down for all of it. So it was kind of all hands on deck. It probably would have been unlikely I would have been able to make it Thursday, but I'll definitely make the next one, man. Or if you want to invite me something in the evening time in the future, I'm usually off work around 6:30 Mountain Standard Time, so it's like 8:30 Eastern. Yeah, just give me a shout, man. I know you're poking fun. You sent it out to like 20 people. Damn. You can't have 20 people on there. Anyway, I digress.
The election, you know better than us, and they ended up selling it for 5 cents on the dollar. Very expensive stuff. Just what the Border Patrol spec. They wanted steel, they wanted concrete, they wanted rebar, they wanted 7,000-pound concrete, they wanted hardened steel. It was very good stuff, and they wanted the panel on top. That was called an anti-climb panel. I never liked it visually, but I said, it does work. We checked it. The same guys, we hired mountain climbers, can you believe, from Mount Everest. That's pretty good. And they couldn't get up when you had the anti-climb panel. I'll give you this little trivia facts. The panel on top, I hated it because I said, it doesn't look good. But then when I found out they couldn't climb with the panel, without the panel, they had no problem. I said, let's put the panel in. It looks just fine. But we ended all of the catch and release. We shut down asylum fraud. We had remain in Mexico, state third agreements and Title 42. And we brought illegal immigration to the lowest level on record under the Trump administration. If you crossed our border illegally, you got caught, we sent you back to the place from which you came.
Oh, currently, a lot of people don't know this. There was an article about it. It was on Joe Rogan that they talked about it. So Venezuelans that are coming to this country, fleeing communism, right? Socialism, all that kind of crap. They're being sent back. You know why? The Biden administration is sending them back. You know what, Bush? That's a damn good question. My bad, dude. Seriously, I can fix that. So yeah, so Venezuelans are being sent back. You know why? Because they don't like these kind of socialist policies. They're running from that. But the Biden administration scooping them up, knowing that they're going to vote against these kind of policies that the far left wants to push, like AOC, and quite you know what's kind of funny too is that if AOC said I wanted to sit down and have a discussion with Donald Trump, you know what he would say? Let's do it. He would say, let's do it. He would talk to AOC. She's an idiot. And she would, so yeah, it's so no, Venezuelans are being sent back because they don't like this kind of crap. They would support this man. But yeah, Bush, let me get on that. Let me get to the YouTube chats here. Yeah, Bush, you're right. It is not an administration; it's a regime. It is. Yeah. He says, "Yeah, I can say curse words." I don't think that's how it works. I don't know. I think even as a mod, YouTube is still picky.
And you know, they weren't allowed.
Yes, AOC is a paid actor. She absolutely is. She's nothing but a mouthpiece. She vomits nonsense, and but it's funny. Tulsi Gabbard was on Rogan recently, and AOC they said that the reason that all these migrants are coming to America is because of climate change. No, I'm not kidding. She said climate change. Like I would actually I would love to read it. This was a similar joke on Rogan. I would love to read a history book done by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I would read that thing live on the internet because I'd be like, what? It's like stuff like that, takes like that, because all these migrants are coming here because of climate change. It's like going, are you sure? Do you know that? Really? Like going, maybe there's something else. Maybe they want better jobs or better food, or maybe they don't like socialism. Maybe they don't want to be persecuted or thrown in jail, kind of like what you did to a president. So it's like, it's one of those things that it's so funny. Yes. Was the potato famine due to climate change? Yes. Yes. An AOC's history book. Yes. I have a history channel, and if she wrote a history book, I would read that motherfucker live on my history channel. AOC isn't even a mouthpiece. She's a moron. Yeah. Look. As long as she keeps her trap shut, she's a pretty face. She's a pretty face that literally, but as soon as she opens her mouth, it's just like it's that donkey meme, and it's like, what? Anyway, all right, yeah. Okay, Bush, let me make you a mod, dude. Hold on.
Allowed to do that with Obama and Biden. When I first came in, I said, you got to get them out. MS-13. We took out thousands of MS-13 criminals. We sent them.
Oh, that's not me.
You're not going to be able to do that.
There it is. Yeah, the audio cut out for him. Okay.
Because Honduras and El Salvador, some of the other countries, they wouldn't take them back under any circumstances. They wouldn't take them back. I said, what do you mean? We put them in buses, they block the roads. We put them in planes, they put big planes on the runway so you couldn't land. They won't take them back. How long has that been going on for? For 10 years, 12 years? It's been going on for a long time. I said, how much money do we pay those countries? Sir, we give them $750 million a year for economic development. Okay, you do. See, 750. Okay, as of effective immediately, inform them they're not getting the $750 million. That was in the evening. That was on a Thursday evening. On Friday morning, like early.
I'd just like to say, welcome to the newest moderator. Bush has been here for a very long time. He's been here for a very long time. He has been here since season 2 of Game of Thrones. AOC is a brunette, Greta Thunberg. Yes. But given the fact that Greta has like what, Asperger's or something like that, she might be smarter. She might be smarter than AOC. Squatch says, what about the banana crash? Was the climate change or a war? Yeah. Yeah. It was. So Bush says real quick, dude, Ryan, I had dinner with my TDS aunt 2 weeks ago. My niece graduated. We were all there. She said climate change is why Venice, Italy ha- has homes losing a whole floor of a building. What? Meltwater Bush from climate change. Venice is sinking. Aunt K. No cars in 15. What? That's the most insane thing. Venice has always been unstable. You built the city on water. Water. Get around in gondolas. You built a city on water. Like that's like hello, Atlantis 2.0. Well, Atlantis wasn't built on water, but you know what I'm saying? Like really? Yes, Bush. Venice has been sinking for centuries. Centuries. You built a city on water. It's really pretty. It's great. It's great. I'd love to visit one day, but I'd never live there because I'm not fucking suicidal. Shit is crazy. What's wrong with y'all?
7:30 in the morning, I got almost simultaneously 3 calls, not coordinated, separate calls from the heads of the 3 countries. And I said, what's up? It's early in the morning. Sir, we understand that you're upset about something. Please, there must be a misunderstanding. I said, you won't take the criminals that you send over in caravans, and they have a lot to do with it. They put the people that they don't want in those caravans. You won't take those criminals back.
Oh no! Why did it pause? That's weird.
And you're not
YouTube being weird right now.
getting any more money from the United States at all. Sir, there must be a misunderstanding. We would be honored to take back
Andy.
MS-13 criminals. It would be such, and we started sending them back by the thousands, But when crooked Joe Biden got in, he took the most secure border in U.S. history and he quickly turned it into the worst border nightmare, I believe, in the history of the world. There's never been a border where they allow 18 million people, and I think that's the real number as of now, 18 million people. In April, border crossings were up 1,000% compared to the same month last year.
YouTube terms of service update in a few days. iOS. That's what I would assume that means. YouTube maybe terms of service update. If that's true, oof. Here we go. It's I mean, it's been speculated by a lot of people. Is it going to be June? Is it going to be July where they start, making sure that trusted sources, look, I'll say this. If that's real, I may have to stop streaming to my pop culture channel, as kind of a crossover to kind of bring people in. I may have to keep it only on my political channel, which is in the description. It's literally right here. So I shared it in all places. It is youtube.com/@LegionWire. This is on the actual Legion Wire channel. Because the thing is, I use different emails for different channels. So if I needed to kind of get around a little something, I could. Does that make sense? It's like, oh, Legion Wire has been you have been given a community guideline strike. You cannot stream for 7 days. And then I'd be like going, well, Legion Talk has a different email, so maybe I can. And people do it all the time. People skirt YouTube terms of service all the time, just like Twitter terms of service. Before Elon took over. According to sources, okay, I believe that, dude. I believe that. So yeah, um, please go over there to Legion Wire. That's the link. And give it a sub, give it a like, because I may have to, if there's going to be an actual terms of service update. I'm gonna have to change things so to protect other channels. Damn it, YouTube. God, just leave shit alone. Fuck. Let people talk about stuff. Damn, man.
1,000.
Fuck. Freedom of speech, losers. And of course, you get people on Twitter like, you need to figure out what freedom of speech means. It means the government is interfering at the behest, telling corporations like Google to censor certain things. Yes, the Biden administration does that. We found that through the Twitter files.
% compared to last year. And by the way, last year
It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if the government gives Google a reach around to censor people. It's still government censorship. The government saying, hey, well, you guys do it. We're just going to tell you that maybe this might be dangerous for democracy, right? So literally Google and fucking the Biden administration are fucking circle jerking each other off.
it was 1,000% compared to the abuse. There's never been anything. A guy like
Okay.
Sheriff Joe must be going crazy when he hears this. If one person got it, he'd go wild. One person. How do you feel about tens of thousands? How do you feel about millions of people? Millions of people. In total, Crooked Joe Biden has imported more illegal aliens than the populations of 40 out of our 50 states, and soon that's going to...
Andy, I got a let's get ready to rum. I got one of those too. I can share the link for that. We're actually live there right now. Apparently there's a thing that if you mention it on YouTube, the rum, that it actually can be flagged and your viewership will drop. So yeah, no, I am absolutely 100% on the Mean Green Machine. I'll share that out right now too,
be a
because it's gonna be a fun election year. Gonna tell you that right now.
much higher number. It could even almost top. I think it's going to end up topping. I'll tell you what, if this guy got reelected, the country is finished. Your border is finished. You won't have a country anymore. It'll be a disaster. Just on this one issue, and we're not talking about nuclear proliferation. We're not talking about all the other issues that he has no idea what the hell he's talking about. If you think about it, Ukraine being attacked by Russia would have never happened. It would have never happened. Just wouldn't have happened. For a lot of reasons, including the fact that energy was much cheaper, and Russia makes its money with it.
It was good to see you, man. Go say hi to everybody else that's live and go about your trolling, man. If you have not subbed to this man right here, he's got the sexiest voice on the internet, and I am not even doing it any justice. He literally talks like this all the time. It's nuts. He's also got an epic beard, which I used to have a beard. I'm working on it. We're getting it back. Andy says, let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon. That's right. Also, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden. Say that 3 times fast. Fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden. Damn, that's hard. That's hard to say that fast.
Energy, basically, but would have never happened. Putin would have never done it. Wouldn't have happened. And it never did. People said, well, how does he know it wouldn't happen? Because for 4 years, it never did. And watch China
Ding, ding, ding.
and Taiwan. Watch what's going on with that. Another thing, Israel would have never been attacked, ever. Would have never been attacked. Iran was broke. They didn't.
This be that mean green link machine. So go over there, give that a follow too. I do every stream on the Mean Green website. I'm on Twitch. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm also on I'm on several platforms. I tried to stream this to Kick. StreamYards and Kick don't necessarily get along. I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit, but we'll get there. So yeah, just follow me on that Mean Green site. It's Legion Talk. I'm thinking about making a Legion Wire one just to kind of separate the two. I mean, why not? It's just a link. Click a different link. So that being said, let's get back here.
Have money to give out to Hezbollah, to Hamas. Iran was broke. Israel would have never been attacked. And you know what else? Just to add, I could say 30 different things, but just to add one more, you wouldn't have had any inflation. We had no inflation. We were down at a number so perfect. And now you're suffering with numbers that nobody's ever seen before, and it's all unsustainable. But the Biden invasion is no accident. It's a deliberate demolition of our sovereignty and of our borders. Somehow, somebody's going to explain to us why they would want this to happen. I guess it's probably votes. They probably think these people are going to be voting. And interestingly, I don't know if you just came across the wires, I'm leading now with Hispanic voters. Isn't that good? So, I don't know, maybe they're wasting their time.
Oh, what'd it do? Why'd it do that? It got weird. Yes, Boosh. I saw what you sent. I will watch the videos here soon. But the picture's very nice, dude. Tell her congratulations. It's awesome, man. Seriously. Yes. Well, not to mention that I don't know, roughly what, 450,000 a day, or something like that. It's something astronomical a week. I don't know. It's crazy. It's like 4 million, 5 million people a month cross our border since you know, the idiot, like, really.
Upon taking office, Joe Biden stopped the completion of that wall. He instituted catch and release across the entire southern border, and he releases them in our country. I had catch and release too. You know what my catch and release was? I released them in Mexico. How about the Remain in Mexico? I started something that we never had before, Remain in Mexico. And Remain in Mexico, you had to see Tijuana. It's probably the fastest growing city in the history of the world. They couldn't come into our country until we checked them out, and most of them didn't check out. He knowingly ripped up the Remain in Mexico policy, which was not easy to get. You know, when you go to Mexico, you say, listen, we want to have hundreds of thousands, even millions of people standing by the border on your side. They're not allowed. You think that was an easy thing to get? And I got it. And I got 28,000 soldiers free of charge from Mexico. And I said, if you're not going to give them to me, we're going to charge you a nice, big, beautiful, fat tariff of 25.
StreamYards bounced me. I don't know what happened. I didn't hit a button. StreamYards went, get out. It's your show, but get out. I don't know.
50%, it'll go up to 100%. And they said, we would be delighted to give you 28,000 soldiers, sir. And now, last week I heard they want to charge the United States billions of dollars, billions, just for the privilege of sitting down with them and negotiating. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? They wouldn't be doing that with us. We willfully, think of it. He terminated.
No, they wouldn't.
My Safe Third agreements, a big deal. Safe Third is a big deal. He rescinded Title 42. People are allowed into our country that are very sick with disease that can be easily spread, and they're allowed into our country. It's a big problem, too. You see that. He threw open the gates to millions of fighting-aged males from all over the planet. You saw that. 29,000 people from China. Everyone looks like he's ready for the military. It's like, I said, are we crazy or what? What the hell are we doing to our country? This guy is so incompetent. He's so bad. And the only chance they have is all of this weaponization stuff. They're going after everybody. If they focused the same energy on making America great again, I probably wouldn't have even run. I ran because I saw such stupidity. And I won because you all agreed with me. And the very first bill that Crooked Joe sent to Congress was a plan to give mass amnesty to millions and millions of illegal aliens, even if we don't know anything about them. And you know, they take care of them, but they don't take care of our vets. I had a 92% approval rating with our vets, the VA. Now it's, If Joe Biden wins this election, he wants to turn every single illegal alien that he let in across the borders into a voting citizen. I believe that's the only reason this is happening, because nobody could there's no other reason that this is a good thing. And for that, you know, it's interesting, they cheat so much, they don't really need that. That's the way I look at it. So I almost don't even think that's the reason, but it probably is. By contrast, I want to send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home where they belong. They have to go back home. Because quite simply, Joe Biden wants an invasion. I want a deportation. I want a deportation. Gonna have to send him, because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Look, there's Mr. Wall right there. Stand up. Look at that suit. I love that suit. I love that suit. You look sharp. By day, he's a CPA who does very well. Look at him, he's the greatest. He's been to about 200 rallies, I think, right? Pretty close. That's great. That's cool. We built a lot of wall. On day one, I will seal the border, I will stop the invasion, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of...
Oh, and a lot of people don't know this, and let me say this in a larger frame. The President of the United States can close any border he wants at any single time if he feels it is a threat to this country, i.e., the southern border. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get your shit and get out. So no, if he is elected on day one, he can literally take the southern border and close it to everybody. Unless you're an American citizen traveling back from Mexico, he can close it down. You're not allowed in. Sorry. If you're caught trying to cross the Rio Grande, scoop your ass up, shove you back in Mexico. Look, and I know there are people who be like, going, that's so racist. Oh my God. Again, for those lovely people, try to go to South Korea and try to cross the demilitarized zone. Go ahead. Do it. You know why? That's probably one of the most extreme borders on the planet. You'll be shot by the North Koreans. Shot. So don't give me this crap of it's racist because, like, going, we're not letting the brown people in. Like, going, get out of here, dude. So yes, the president has the power to close the border at any time he wants for any reason ever. Joe Biden could do it today. But he won't, because he keeps saying, well, it takes an act of Congress. No, it doesn't. That is a lie. There is a president, there is a law on the books, a federal law on the books.
Have no choice. We have no choice. Biden has given us no choice. Under Crooked Joe Biden, the world is emptying out their prisons, insane asylums, and mental institutions. It's emptying out all of these places at levels that nobody's ever seen, and sending us the most vicious criminals, savage gang members, sadistic cartels are pouring into our countries, loaded up with horrible, horrible criminals, and they're pouring into our countries at levels never seen before. We've never seen anything like this before, and it's only going to get worse.
Yes. He can close the border down to everyone, including Americans. I mean, I don't know why you would, but it's one of those things that to sort this mess out on day one, he should close the border to everyone except for American citizens and their family. Yeah, so it's like it doesn't take uh it doesn't take an act of Congress to do this. So every time Joe Biden stands up there and he's like, "Oh, we need Congress to act and pass the border legislate." No, fucker, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Some loser intern was told by some dumbass from behind the scenes, like, going, type this up. Tell the old man to say this. And then he says it, and he's like, "Rah, rah, rah."
You see what's going
Old man screams at cloud.
on in New York where they're fighting? They're having fistfights with policemen in the middle of streets. Fistfights. I've seen people get shot. I've seen a lot, but fistfights, I mean, those are long term, and it's horrible. Nobody's ever seen. And in their country, they'd be executed immediately if they did it. They know that. But it's taken them a little while to get acclimated. You're going to have migrant crime added to regular crime at levels that nobody has ever seen before anywhere in the world. That's what's happening. And I have to say, Arizona is being turned into a dumping ground for the dungeons of the third world. They're all coming in. In Venezuela, crime, think of this, Venezuela. Next time we'll meet in Venezuela, it'll be safer. In Venezuela, crime is down 72%. Because they've taken their criminals from Caracas and all of these different places, and they've dumped them in the United States. They're emptying out the jails all over the country. All over our country, we're being affected, and affected badly. And all over the world, if you look, the jail populations are at the lowest levels they've maybe ever been at. I mean, they're at levels that nobody's seen for 25, 30 years. And also mental institutions. They're taking people out, very, very sick people, and they're dumping them into the United States. Congratulations, by the way. They're dumping them into the United States of America. The mental institutions throughout the world, and I'm not talking about South America. I'm talking about in Africa, the Congo. They're letting their prisoners from the Congo, rough guys, come into the United States. Congratulations. They're letting people come in from Asia. They're letting people come in from all over the world. The Middle East, they're coming in from Yemen. They're coming in from all over. They're coming in by the millions, and they're coming in from the prisons and the mental institutions. And can you imagine the money they're saving? And can you imagine how much nicer it is? But Venezuela, the crime is down 72% because they don't have their criminals. They're taking their gang members in a rough fashion, and they're busing them into our country. And there may be, is there any criminal from Venezuela in the room? Please raise your hand. There probably is. We just don't know about it. No, but think how bad that is. And I do it. If I were the head of these countries, Honduras, El Salvador, I would do it in a heartbeat. Anybody. It's all over the world we're talking about. I would be, I have to say, I would be the first one that would have done it. And I wouldn't be having 50% jail populations. I'd be down to zero. They'd all be in the United States of America getting money for all of the different things that they get. They get cell phones. They get hospitalization. They get education. Even
New York is giving migrants or illegals $10,000 a month for a family. There are American families in this country that don't make $10,000 a month. Like, are you drinking? Are you high? What are you doing? No wonder New Yorkers are fucking pissed. Like, you have people who are barely scraping by to get fucking groceries in New York, and you're giving migrants $10,000 a month while putting them in hotels? Putting them in hotels. That's not part of the 10,000. It's you get a hotel, you get $10,000 a month. Where are you getting this money from? Where are you getting it from? It's definitely from not from the state of New York, because quite frankly, New York City is a shithole, and it's hemorrhaging money, much like LA, San Francisco. So are these taxpayer dollars from people from like Texas, Colorado, Florida, Montana? Where are you getting this money from? What are you doing? No. Fuck you. Send their motherfucking asses back. Sorry. No hate for people who want to become citizens of the United States. You don't get to just convoy up through fucking Mexico and be like going, here we are. Fuck you. Go away. Turn around, go home.
Even though they can't speak a word of English, they're taking the seats of people, and the instructor's talking English, and they have somebody speaking, in some cases, languages that we'd never even heard of. You know, there are a lot of languages that we don't have here. We have nobody that even speaks these languages. And they're sitting down in a school, taking a student's place that might be a hardworking, good student, a citizen, the child of citizens, and they're taking their place. Our country is going to hell, and we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it on November 5th.
Yep, Andy. Inflation.
Just this week, two brave officers of the New York Police Department, these are great people, by the way,
Printing fake money.
the New York's finest, and they are fine people, they're great people, were shot in Queens, New York, by a Biden migrant who Crooked Joe released into our country. This monster infiltrated from Venezuela and was quickly given administrative amnesty by Joe Biden. He got amnesty, along with taxpayer-funded hotel room, which is a very nice room, by the way, very luxurious, while he engaged in multiple suspected robberies before shooting two of our finest people, two of New York's finest, as we call them. In Palm Beach County, Florida, last month, an illegal alien criminal who Joe Biden released into the United States was charged for kidnapping an 11-year-old girl from her front yard and sexually assaulting her in the back of a van. And, of course, there was this horrific case of Laken Riley, who's incredible. I met the parents, and may be here. The young nursing student, beautiful person, beautiful, top of her class, everything, from Georgia, who was savagely beaten and murdered by a bloodthirsty Biden migrant, allowed in through Biden, after Crooked Joe set him loose into our country. They set him loose right into our country. Instead of apologizing to Laken Riley's family, Joe Biden apologized to her killer for calling him illegal. Do you remember that? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry I called him illegal. He actually apologized. He went on. He apologized to this guy. And remember when Biden...
And yes, did you see the mainstream media anywhere talk about Laken Riley? It's a real case. It was a real case of an illegal piece of shit, violent criminal who, quite frankly, should probably have had his head blown off. Killed her. Young girl, like, I think she's like 21, 22. Just killed her. Why not? Fuck it. Why not? These people are animals. They're animals. Not all of them. That'd be nonsensical to say that they're all like this. But no. People, some of the worst people are coming to this country under the guise of just asylum seekers. No. They're single mothers with children. You know what? God bless them. I'd have sympathy for them too, but not these working aged men, these military aged men. I'd be like, going, "Fuck, are you guys doing here? Go that way. Do you have a family? Do you have a wife and kids? Can you prove that? Do they have the same last name? Do you have birth certificates?" Like going, "Oh, this is my family. Is that really your husband, ma'am? Is that your father? Do you guys have the same last name?" Again, birth certificates. Okay, come on in, folks. You don't have a family. You're single. Get the fuck out. Get out. Go that fucking way and find a job in Mexico. Fuck you. Like, and this goes for literally anyone who is a single man, military aged. I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're Venezuelan. I don't care if you're from Brazil. I don't care if you're from China. I don't care if you're from India. Fuck you. Go that way. You do it the right way. You come back. You apply for your citizenship. We'll talk about it. But you don't get to just and walk in. It's not how it works.
Biden could not even pronounce Lakin's name correctly in the probably the worst State of the Union anyone's ever heard. Under the Trump administration, we will not be apologizing to illegal alien criminals. We will be putting them behind bars and throwing them out of our country rapidly. With his actions on the border, Joe Biden is the ringleader of one of the most vile criminal conspiracies of all time, aiding and abetting human traffickers, child smugglers, and terrorists. That's what he's doing. They have no fear. They know nobody's going after them. They can do whatever they want. And that goes with drugs. More drugs are coming into our country right now than at any time in our history, times 5 or times 6. We've never had massive amounts of drugs pouring into our country. We fought it like hell. We were fighting. And by the way, you'll never solve the problem without the death penalty. When I was in China, I was with President Xi, 1.4 billion people, strong guy, and we got along well until COVID. Then I said, the hell with it, man. It wasn't. What they unleashed on the world was incredible, but we got along well, and he was going to stop the fentanyl coming into the United States. But I said to him, do you have the first meeting, a little naive question, but it's all right, not so bad. Do you have a drug problem? No, I do not have a drug problem. Well, no, don't you have any? No, we have no drug problem. Why? Swift trial. I said, what is Swift trial? Swift trial. What Swift trial is, they catch the drug dealer, and they give him a swift trial, meaning a very fast trial. At the end of the trial, if he's guilty, they execute him. Every drug dealer in China said, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go to the United States, where you don't even get a slap on the wrist, right? And I don't know that our country is ready for it. And I'll be honest with you, if you really knew the stats, a drug dealer, on average, during that drug dealer's life, will kill approximately 500 people. Do you know that, Paul? 500 people will die. Families, family members, children, young children, girls, boys, parents sometimes too. 500 people on average. And when you hear that, it doesn't sound so severe. You know, we would set up blue ribbon committees at the White House. We'd get socialites from New York, even socialites from Arizona. They'd sit around the table, they'd talk about it for 5 minutes, and then they'd start talking about what restaurant they're going out to dinner. These people are really tough and they're smart. The cartel people, they run these things like the best corporations in the country. They say they run more efficiently, they know how to do it. They're horrible people. They're killing hundreds of thousands of Americans each year. And when I mentioned and I do it purposely, I mentioned the death penalty, and without it, you're never going to solve the problem. If you look at Singapore, if you look at the only countries, essentially, that don't have a problem are people with either really strong crime prevention or countries with the death penalty. And Singapore is another one. They don't even know what you're talking about when you say, do you have a drug problem? Do you have a drug problem? No, we don't have a drug problem. Why would we have a drug problem? We have an unbelievable...
Andy says, not agreeing because fentanyl comes from China. It does come from China. The majority of fentanyl comes from China. It is distributed by the cartels and smuggled through the border of a, quote, asylum seekers. So, yeah.
Drug problem. We lost last year, in my opinion, 300,000 people. That's bigger than a war. That's bigger than a war. And so many times they're young people. And so many times it was a mistake. They thought they were taking something else. If you take the head of a pin and put a little fentanyl on the head, if it's a little bit larger than the head of a pin, you're dead. You have no chance. And this is pouring in from China. And I had a deal with President Xi. He was going to give the death penalty to anybody manufacturing fentanyl in China and selling it to the United States. But then when the election was rigged and didn't turn out right, he didn't have to do anything. And this group definitely didn't want to pursue that. But we had a deal. They weren't going to be sending the fentanyl into us anymore. But we have to do something with Mexico. 300,000 people are dying a year. Those are the real numbers. They like to say 100. They like to say 90. It's been that number for a long time. It's 300,000 people, and it's probably more than that. And we're going to have to take very strong action because we can't let that happen. That's like being in a war. You take a look at the Civil War. You take a look at wars that we've had where the numbers are not so much more than that. Double for the Civil War. That was a war within our country. And you take a look at this. We cannot let this stand any longer. We cannot take it from China, from Mexico, from anywhere else. We have to clean out the problem. And the people that do it, the tougher they are, the less of a problem they have. It's actually a very simple solution. In addition to all of the Biden migrant crimes stealing innocent American lives, Crooked Joe is also responsible for more women and children being sold into slavery than anyone else in modern history, because we are so weak on the borders now. We were so strong. This guy goes to the beach all the time. You ever watch him in a bathing suit? Somebody told him he looks good. Oh, Joe, you look great in a bathing suit. You know, you're 82 years old. You look fantastic. He can't lift the chair. The chair weighs about 3 hours. You know those chairs, aluminum, hollow aluminum. They weigh like, they're built for old people to lift and for children to lift. He can't lift. Well, today he couldn't get up, right? That was not good. What the hell happened to him today?
He pooed his pants.
It's always an adventure. He falls out of airplanes. He falls out of.
So every single time that time that Joe Biden has a post now, I'm just going to reply with this: nonsense, poopy pants. It's from Ace Ventura, and it's hysterical every time. Nonsense, poopy pants. Because what this old man is doing is, and look, it's not him who's actually tweeting. It's Karine Jean-Pierre. Fucking nobody cares. So it's like she got busted. Tweeting from her own account again is Joe Biden. It's like going, oh, there's a peek behind the curtain. Yeah. But it's still funny. It's still funny. That's right. Nonsense poopy pants.
Helicopters. What the hell is going on? But because of Biden's policies, millions and millions of children have been separated from their families and pushed into the hands of the coyotes and the cartels. And you know, 88,000, I don't know if you do, if it were me, it would be the biggest story. 88,000 children are missing. You know that, 88,000, think of that. 88,000 children are missing under this administration, and they have no idea. And unfortunately, many of those children are dead. Just like many of the hostages held by Hamas are dead. When they can't make a deal, you know, when they can't make a deal, that's a big problem. And they're finding out that a lot of them are gone. A lot of these people are gone right now. But there's a thing, again, it never would have.
And you know what pissed me off about January 7th is that there was a woman. Her name was Shawnee Loke. She was one of the victims. She was kidnapped. She was treated very poorly, as in raped. And then as she lay there and it was time, her usefulness by these wonderful individuals of Hamas, not talking about the Palestinians. The Palestinians are people who are being used by Hamas as shields and to further their cause. Hamas doesn't give a shit about the Palestinians. They see them as cannon fodder. They see them as a political shield of like going, don't shoot because Israel's bad. And then like, oh. So the thing is that Shawnee Loke, at the end of her life, she was the one that was paraded around Twitter. You saw the video of her dead, limp body had been stepped on, her leg broken, her knee twisted in a way that you could tell that shit was done. Her arm was, she had kind of like the dark hair. She was half Jewish, so they murdered her. They stomped her to death because you can see in her right arm, it looks like she's trying to get up, and they stomped through her freaking bicep. This is Hamas. These are those people. So I don't necessarily like the way Israel has handled some of this, but at the same time, these people are animals. They're fucking animals. They hate you. They hate me. They hate the whole Western world, and they think that they're radical. Yes, radical Islam needs to be spread throughout the world like a cancer. They want to take over the world. There are protests right now in France. I'll show you a video. Y'all want to see a video? These are these people. There you go. This is at the White House. Where's it at? Here you go. Yeah. This is at the White House right now. No, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is surrounding the White House. This is what is being supported. You know what's really funny too is that hey chick, if Hamas had its way, you know, and of course the people of Palestine, you'd be in full headdress, and quite frankly, that part I might actually support. Because wow, no, I'm being serious though. Like these people, like these idiot children, do not understand. You think you're going to be wearing this kind of stuff, ladies? Ladies, you think you're going to be wearing this kind of stuff? If you went to Gaza, you supported Hamas. No. It's the Palestinians are prisoners by Hamas. Prisoners. Human shields. None of these people understand that, but they've surrounded the White House. Congratulations, Joe Biden. Congratulations. This is the bullshit that you're supporting. No, like it's and people are like going, oh, well, you guys always say the same thing. I'll buy you a plane ticket to the Middle East. Yes, I'll buy you a plane ticket to the Middle East. Because guess what? If you go, you're not going to like it. Palestinians live in the state of Israel. Israelis don't live in the state of Palestine. It's not a joke. Palestinians can live in Israel free, unharassed. Israelis cannot live in Palestine. You know why? Because of Hamas. They'll kill them. They'll drag them into the streets and beat them half to death. And if you're a woman, God forbid, you're going to end up like Shani Loke, who is only half Israeli. Half. She was half. She was a German citizen. She's half German. I'm sorry. If you kill a bunch of Americans, if it were me and Hamas kidnaps and kills a bunch of 20 Americans, brother man, I'm coming over there so fast I'm gonna stick my boot up your ass. And my answer is gonna be like going, you started, dude. You started. You killed 20 Americans. What are you doing? What are you doing? So no, this is not the fault of the Palestinian people. Hamas uses them as cannon fodder, as human shields, and nothing else. They don't care. Any aid that is sent to Gaza, any aid that is sent to the Palestinians is taken by Hamas. This is what happens when you don't look. Terrorism sucks. It sucks. And maybe Israel doesn't even want Palestine. They don't want Gaza. They may want the West Bank, but the Israelis don't want that. However, though, Hamas from the river to the sea means that literally wipe out all the Jews. Gee whiz, where did I hear that before? Have I heard that before? It's weird. This one guy like to wear, like the red and black flag. Oh wait, the Palestinian flag has red and black on it. Weird. Certain man, red and black, Palestinian flag, red and black, hates the Jews. You can't make this up. From the river to the sea means that literally kill them all. All right.
Have happened October 7th, Israel, the attack on Israel would have never, ever happened under the Trump administration. When I'm president, I will use Title 42 to end the trial, and we have to do this, to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all traffic.
Bush, because quite frankly, the same fucking reason that we don't want unvetted refugees here. No, I kid. No, the reason that they don't want those refugees is because they don't want them. They don't want them. They're like, no, shoo, poor people. We don't want you. They don't want them. Israel takes in refugees. Israel has taken in Palestinian refugees fleeing for decades from Hamas, looking for, and again, so yeah, no, Bush, yeah, they don't want them. Israel is kind of like us in that sense. They've taken in Palestinian refugees who want a better life. The United States has taken in people from the southern border looking for a better life. Seeking, yes, in some cases, actual asylum. No, what's going on right now is not asylum. I'm talking about asylum in the past when asylum was actually a thing. You come from a war-torn country, and quite frankly, or a war-torn part of a country. Yes, cartels could be included because they're rampant in Mexico, and you're brought in, and we try to do the best we can for you. But no, the Arab countries don't want a massive influx of all these people that they don't know who they are. So, yes, Andy, because they're from the wrong tribe. There are different sects of Islam and Muslim, and they don't get along. They don't get along. It's kind of like how sometimes, there are many different people in America, and we don't always get along. The difference is, though, for the most part, Americans don't really kill each other. In the Middle East, they kill each other. That's just the way it is. I don't like you. Brrr. Done. Yeah. But I support all these weirdos. Go to the Middle East. Go support the Palestinians. See how far that goes. Because you're not going to come back. They don't care if you have a U.S. passport. They're not going to let you back. They're going to take that U.S. passport and you're stuck forever. Better find an embassy. Oops. Oh, wait. What's the closest embassy over there in that area? Well, Israel would have one, but, no, I'm not saying that Mexicans are the issue. I'm saying that that basically there has been a yes, MS-13. Yeah, they're gang members. They're violent criminals that did come over here. And there's a lot of MS-13 in California. You want to talk about gang problems? Wow. So no, it's not the Mexican people. That's not what I was saying. I think Bush was just clarifying for me.
Children to their families in their home countries, and we will do it immediately. Have to do it. We will save countless women and children from slavery and servitude. When you talk about all of the people that are essentially kidnapped, it's another word for it, most of them are actually women. Most of them, they put them in trunks of cars. They have cells built in cars. They close, it's 100 degrees out, it's 115 degrees out. They put women in that to try and sneak them across the border. And they can do it very easily because the borders, we have an open border into our country. But most of those people are, just think of yourself, think of your family. Most of them are women. The Biden border invasion is also an all-out war on the working-class minorities of our country, and it's a flat-out economic warfare on African-American and Hispanic-American families and workers. These people are taking the jobs of African-Americans. They're taking the jobs of Hispanic Americans, and they're tremendously affected. And you know who else is affected? Is unions. Unions are being absolutely slaughtered because people are coming in and they're taking those union jobs, and I think you're going to see unions start to speak up pretty soon. The illegal immigration is hurting Black and Hispanic families more than anyone else. In less than 4 years, Joe Biden has imported millions of low-wage migrants and given them welfare, free health care, and work permits to undercut American wages. People with jobs that have had it for a long time are being fired all over our country. Now, real income for African Americans is down more than 6% under crooked Joe Biden. Think of it. So that's the African Americans are being, and it's one of the reasons, by the way, have you seen the polls? Okay? The polls for African Americans are loving Trump because they're seeing what's happening, and criminal justice reform, and I funded the colleges and Black colleges and universities. Nobody else did that. Nobody else even thought of it. And what we're doing is we're getting tremendous numbers that I don't think anybody's seen before, of African Americans coming over to vote for us. And we need those votes because we have to turn this country around. Simultaneously, illegal immigration is causing rent and housing costs to skyrocket, absolutely skyrocket, because we have 15 million new migrants and we have no place to put them. We have no place to put them. And that number is building so fast. We have absolutely no place. In everything that he does, Joe Biden puts illegal aliens first. He puts the cartels first. He puts the open borders, these lunatics first. And he betrays the American citizens. He's betraying the American citizens. Again, I say it all the time, he's the single worst president in the history of our country. You know, until I got indicted, I got indicted 4 times. Can you believe it? I never spoke. You know, I spoke. I'm a politician, I guess. I can't stand the name, but I'm a politician, I guess. I ran. I won.
See?
The only thing I did wrong was I beat somebody.
He says, I guess I'm a politician. I ran, I won. I can't stand the name. And that's why people like him. He's still to this day. He's not really a politician. He's a hammer to these losers who, quite frankly, we know better, listen to us, and Trump's the hammer to say, get out.
That I wasn't supposed to beat. We won the election in 2016. And then in 2020, as we all know, I did much better than I did in 2016. We got millions of more votes, but a lot of bad things happened. You know, they used COVID to cheat, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not going to let that happen again. But as your president, I will put African Americans first, Hispanic Americans first, Asian Americans first, women first, men first, people with diplomas from the top schools first, people without a diploma, that we had them all. But basically, I'll put all Americans first. I'm going to put them first. Because my loyalty is to the American people, and starting on day one, I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement, including parts of the DEA, ATF, FBI, and DHS, if you know what that all is. I will deploy the U.S. Navy to impose a full blockade like I had on the cartels, because when the land gets tough to get across, they swing it out with the boats, and we will stop that. We already did. And deny them access to the waterways of our region. We will put the cartels out of business, and I will make clear to every federal department and agency that we must use any and all resources to stop this invasion of our country, including moving thousands of troops, if necessarily, currently stationed overseas, to our own borders. We protect other countries, but we don't protect our own country. Before.
Not even just that, Bush. There were judges that said that quite frankly that they can't, that he can't build a wall. Like, there were judges that said that they're unconstitutional and stuff like that. I mean, there were there were people at every turn who literally said, um, no, no, because they're because they have severe TDS. Boosh, you know what? Not today, but trust me, I will have you on. I'll message you because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be wrapping this stream up probably in the next 30 minutes. I'm doing this tomorrow because he has another rally in Las Vegas. So I will send you the link to that one. That'd be fun. So, and as for behaving, quite frankly, I don't think you've ever misbehaved. I don't think you've ever misbehaved. It's not like you came on here and you said bundle of sticks, fig word, bundle of sticks. Quite frankly, the N word. You know, it's not like you came on here like blah, 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 blah. Like you've never misbehaved, dude. Yeah, but I think I'm going to be wrapping this up probably soon, so I don't want to invite you on now. But yes, I do plan to. It should be I believe it's 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it should be 11 a.m. my time. Not doing Hunting Mustache Man tomorrow. Can't do it. So I was going to do that in this place because also at the same time I wanted to cover it. So, but yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah, so no Hunting Mustache Man tomorrow because his live speech will start at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Before we defend the borders of foreign countries, we will secure the border of our country. I think that makes sense. But first, and most importantly, because without this, it's only going to go bad, we have to win this November. We have to win. And remember, it starts in mid-September. You know, it's early voting, mid-September. North Carolina goes early. Pennsylvania goes very early. September 22nd in Pennsylvania. So it's really long before the November 5th date. But we use the November 5th because that's the day that we will have a chance, like we did years ago. We turned our country around. We made America great again. In fact, I couldn't use that slogan. I wasn't going to use that slogan in 2020 because America became great again. We were respected all over the world. And now I can use that slogan because our country is we're a failed nation. We need a victory that's too big to rig. You know what that means? We need everybody to get out of the vote.
In person. Don't mail in ballot, in person. Go in person. Check the circle in the bubbles. Go put it through the machine to where it reads it, and then it goes into the giant. It's basically a giant trash can that that has a lock on it. Bush says you talking shit, man. Well, that's what we do around here. I can't join anyway. I gotta go. You too, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Seriously. You're a funny guy. Seriously. Yeah. It's no. This. I'm gonna try to cut it off because 3 hours and 10 minutes last night was a little too long. This guy on screen didn't crap his pants in memoriam like Joe. Yeah, bye. See it, dude. No, and he can put out coherent sentences. And I know that we've been alive for an hour and 50 minutes here, but if you look, he has been speaking for 57 minutes out of 132. Sorry, that was weird. Sneeze came out of nowhere. Yeah, Joe, Sleepy Joe can't do that. Or as I like to call him, Predator Pete. I'll be right back. Gotta blow my nose. Still here, just taking care of business. Don't need no boogers out my nose.
And you know, it's interesting. We talk about Second Amendment. I'm the one, I just got recently the endorsement of the NRA, which I appreciate. Very strong. Very strong. But I was talking to them, and you know, gun owners, for whatever reason, don't vote. They really don't vote. Vote in very, very low numbers. The gun owners have to get. Also, evangelicals and Christians don't vote like they should. If they would vote, we couldn't lose. There's nobody that could beat us. So we have to get the evangelicals. We have to get the gun owners. We have to get these people to vote. And if they vote, nobody can beat us. And if they don't vote, they're going to take away your guns because the Second Amendment is totally under siege. They'll take away your guns. You're not going to have protection. And other reasons that you want guns. So the gun owners have to vote. The Christians, the evangelicals have to go out.
Everybody who loves liberty, everybody who loves freedom of speech, everybody who loves low gas prices, low grocery prices, low energy prices, everyone who wants any of that, who wants their family to be strong, who wants to send their kids to maybe a school that doesn't try to sell them communist views, needs to vote for this man. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. Our universities are captured by these losers. I literally saw one who, talking about the fact that he's like, well, I'm a history teacher, and quite frankly, pronouns and bio. You're a history teacher with pronouns and bio? No, you're a mouthpiece. You're an activist. You're not a history teacher. You're not. So no, anybody who loves this country and wants things to be better needs to vote for this man right here.
They have to vote.
In person. That mail-in ballot crap. I'll do that. Also, if you get a mail-in ballot, rip it up 57 ways from Sunday. Rip it up. Don't throw it away. Don't risk somebody going through your trash. Don't do it. Because again, as somebody who's lived in the state, I got mail-in ballots during the coup for 3 other people who used to live at my address in Florida. Hillsborough County, of course, was very blue, but throw them away. Cut them up and throw them away. Seriously, this isn't a joke, man. Election fortification is a real thing. If a homeless dude who's like going, I love Joe Biden, doubt it, by the way, usually too cracked out. But if your neighbor knows that you're like going, well, he has a thin blue line flag, so he's got to be racist. And then they see your trash and they see like a ballot in there that like you chucked in the trash, you didn't do anything with it. You think they're not going to fill that out in your name if they're deranged with TDS? Sending mass mail-in ballots is unconstitutional. Mail-in ballots are only for citizens who are outside the country for specific reasons. And the elderly who, quite frankly, can't walk. Just saying. Andy says, Ryan, do you think prices will come down when Trump is elected? I don't think so. Gas, maybe rent, less likely. Food, don't think so. Okay, so I can actually address this. Prices will come down, and I'm going to tell you why. Gas, it's going to take at least 6 to 8 months. It's going to be something that we need to start supporting the oil industry. Oh my God. But all these weirdos with Teslas, I'm sorry, not Teslas, electric cars, because Elon Musk has talked about this. That the cobalt mines and all that kind of crap like are so much more harmful on this planet than oil drilling. But so rent less likely. As of right now, yes. It's going to take the housing market probably at least a good, if he gets elected, at least a good 3 years. So towards the end of his term, maybe 2 if things are cut. If inflation drops faster, yes, food will drop really quick because it's going to become less expensive through gas prices, right? So if gas drops in say 6 months, and then the food industry is going to drop prices within 7 to 8 months, and that's going to be kind of a. But yes, no property value. My property going to use mail-in ballot as bait. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Yes, though. Property value is something that it's going to take quite some time. It's going to be 2 years, 2.5, 3 years before it drops. Because we printed money out of our butthole like it was going out of style.
So I'm asking everybody to go out and we have to swamp. You know the word swamp? I fired Comey. I fired a lot of people. We were doing.
Oh, it's weird that Comey was talking. What's up there, Jacob? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it was super weird that Comey was on. Let's see, what show was it? Was that is CNN or MSNBC that he was talking about the fact that he's like going, yeah, no, Trump's definitely he's going to be convicted because quite frankly, it's like going, what? Did you know something? Like, who told you? Like, what are you talking about, idiot? The guy that got fired? Oh, Chuck Schumer. There's a video of Chuck Schumer being on. Well, if you go after when he was president, well, if you go after the intelligence community, they're going to come after you. Wait, the intelligence community is going to come after a president for calling them out for spying on his campaign? So wait, do the 3-letter agencies have more power than the president? All at the same time. You can you can take this to the bank. Fuck you, FBI. Fuck you. You show up at my front door in your plain clothes and your fucking chicken ass legs. They're like going, well, we heard on social media that you don't like Joe Biden. You said fuck Joe Biden. I did say fuck Joe Biden. And I say fuck you. Fuck you. I can literally do this to your face. Face. And if you touch me, you're getting sued. That's how it works, dudes. But no, there are videos of the FBI knocking on people's doors saying, well, let's talk about your social media posts. Are you serious? Was it, I'm going to nix the blah, 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 violent threats? No, it was fuck Joe Biden. That's what it was. Are you serious? Ugh. I hope they're listening. Fuck the FBI. Fuck you. Eat a bag of dicks. Quite frankly, I live in a county that is red, so quite frankly, come knocking on my door and harass me. I'll call the sheriff's department and your ass gets arrested for harassment. Just remember that, fam. Federal is least, state, municipality is most. That's why the states get to govern themselves against the tyranny of the possible federal government. A government agency going after a president? Why does that sound so familiar? I don't know. Of course, I'm talking shit. Let's
What a job.
let's let the actual president talk. And he says, we are not ending ourselves. We don't feel like ending ourselves. I never want to end myself. All right. I didn't mean to make that big.
But this is a different swamp. We have to go to swampthevoteusa.com. Swampthevoteusa.com. It's a different version of the word swamp. I never liked the word swamp. And then I said it one time at a big arena, the place went wild. I said, I sort of like it. I sort of like it. You know, Frank Sinatra told me he never liked singing My Way, except everybody liked it so much. And then all of a sudden he liked it the best. So we like the word swamp because it's meant so much. But we have to swampthevoteusa.com. That's where you go to get the information to request your ballot or pledge to vote early in person or even on election day. The main thing, you've got to vote. And you got to sort of watch your vote because these are crooked people. You got to watch your vote. Watch where it's going. And if you want to volunteer to help us turn out or target voters in your neighborhood, we have a lot of people that want to vote for us, but they don't vote. We got to get them to vote. We need TrumpForce47.com. TrumpForce47.com. And with your vote, we will end Joe Biden's border nightmare. We will fire his failed and weak, horrible, the worst ever administration. We will rescue the state of Arizona. We will make America great again. We will make it great again, greater than ever before.
Yes, indeed, indeed.
And now, we're going to do something a little different. You think Biden does this? If they ask him one question, he just leaves. They ask him one question.
Oh no.
No, we're gonna take some questions. We don't do this often because it gets a little bit sloppy, I must say. But they look like nice people. But whatever question you'd like to ask, it can be a horrible, embarrassing, vicious question, or it could be quite nice. I don't care personally, because it's called We Answer You. You ask a question, we answer the question. Yes, darling, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, for taking the time to answer this question. I am a mother, a wife, and a woman, and I also foster and adopt kids. Growing up near the border, I've seen firsthand how an unsecured border has impacted my family and our community. I worry about the illegal drugs being brought into our community and what could happen to my children. What steps can be taken to reduce the drugs being brought into the country as well, and safety and well-being of families and the community?
Thank you, darling. Good. Very good question. It's a very basic question. It's a little bit what we've been talking about, but it's going to be at a level that we have never seen in this country. Even as good as I did, I created the safest border in history. We're going to make it so good. All Biden had to do is let the people stay there, keep the same policies. We wouldn't even be talking about this as an issue. And I think in a certain way, it's just one of the truly big issues. We're going to make our border very powerful, very strong. We're going to stop drugs from coming in. We're going to stop this whole thing with human trafficking, which is a big part of your question. And we're going to make your homeland safe for you to stay with your family, where thousands of people are pouring in and looking through your windows, and what they're doing here in Texas. And by the way, the governor of Texas has done a very good job of closing it up. But here they haven't done that. They haven't done that. And in California, they haven't. 82% of the people are coming in now through California, Arizona. So we're going to have to close it up. We're going to close it up. We're going to use federal powers to close it up. Thank you, darling, very much. Good question. Yes, sir. You're a good-looking guy. Look at that guy. Looks like a banker from Wall Street.
I can see I'm an old man, and I have grandchildren that I want to see taken care of.
Right.
And I love them, and I want them to know that they can have the same life that I have had.
Oh, it's very nice.
What are you going to do about that?
We're going to make sure that they have the same. You know, I mean, I could just see how incredible you are by the emotion of that and the way you asked the question. We're going to make sure they have the same life that you had or better. We're going to make it safe. We have to give authority back to law enforcement so they can properly protect people, because right now the law enforcement is just not allowed to do their job because crime is so bad. Crime is so bad in the cities, and one of the things I said is we're giving immunity. We're going to guarantee people. You know, they lose a law enforcement person. They go and stop people from robbing stores. You go to some of these department stores where 500 people walk into the stores. They walk out with air conditioning. They strip the whole store. The company goes out of business. The store is vacant for 25 years. The whole city becomes a slum. And if you do anything as a law enforcement person, they take away your house, they take away your family, they take away your pension. We're going to make it so that we're going to give them essentially immunity. We're going to make it that they are not going to be losing their pensions. They're going to be able to do their job. And we're going to get life back to where I know exactly the life that you're talking about. It was a life of common sense. It was a life where there was no crime. There was nobody getting bopped over the head when they weren't looking, getting pushed into a railroad train or a subway. It's just horrible what's taking place. It's horrible. It's evil. We're going to get it back to common sense. We're going to have law and order. Thank you. Great question. Thank you. Great question. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, President Trump, for
Thank you.
coming down. We really do appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
I'm in the unique position of having two children that are in their 30s and a set of girls in there that are teenagers. I know what I did have to do with the 30-year-olds. I know what I now have to do with the teenagers. I have trackers on those girls, and I've taught them evasive action when driving through our county because of the high-speed pursuits of the human trafficking.
Who would believe you have to even think about doing that, right?
Never with the original two.
Yeah, no, I know that.
How would you handle the criminal activity that is running rampant because of this open border? Because all of this is from this open border.
Okay. Strength, and we're getting them back. We're bringing them back. In some cases, we'll keep them here. There's some real bad ones, but don't forget, when we keep them here, they cost us millions and millions of dollars per person. It's so crazy. We're getting them the hell out of our country, and we start with the criminals. And you know what? Our local police know who they are. They know their first name, their middle name, their last name. We have to give authority back to the local police, who are fantastic people. Okay? Thank you very much. We'll get that stopped, and soon. Yes, sir, please.
Trump, so great to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'm a veteran Air Force individual.
Good.
But foremost, I am a father and a husband, and I find it frightening that we have illegals crossing our border from countries like China, the Middle East, and other dangerous countries. How will you prevent all this national disaster happening at our southern border?
So we can do things that nobody does with this. We have tremendous economic power. And by the way, if we're not careful, we're not going to have that for long either. That's going to go down the tubes with everything else. But if China or some other country is behaving badly, we have things called tariffs that are so severe. Mexico, look at Mexico, what they're doing. I can solve that problem, I believe, in one day. You send people through, you allow people to come through your country with hundreds of miles they have to walk, hundreds through. By the way, those caravans, I thought I came up with the name, maybe somebody else did, but they're caravans of thousands of people. The young women in particular, but the young women in those caravans suffer so badly, and there's so much death. And this is all caused by Biden, where people think they're going to walk into the United States. It's just another form of death. We are going to be so tough, and if a country is not going to behave, we're going to tariff the hell out of that country, because one of the powers that we have, and if we have to, we'll do more than that, but I don't think you're going to need it. You know, I had a very good relationship with China. Yet I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. No president, we wouldn't have any steel factories, any steel mills in the United States if I didn't do what I did. I was taxing them at 25 and 50%.
Also, under Joe Biden, we don't have any chip manufacturing plants, which is why cars and cell phones and computers are so expensive. You know why? Because the majority of the microchips are made in Taiwan. Guess who thinks that Taiwan they own exclusively? let's see. Let me see. No, it's not Russia. No, that's Russia and Ukraine. No, it's China. China thinks that they own Taiwan. You think shit is expensive now? Let Taiwan be invaded and encapsulated by China. You think shit is expensive now? We're going to be paying not $1,000 for a fucking cell phone, $4,000. $4,000. Be like going, well, yo, we got this new iPhone this and $4,000. We'll divvy it up, through your monthly payments as long as you have this contract, 2 years. So your payments are going to be $500 a year. I'm sorry, $500 a month or whatever. Yes, we have to be strong on the world stage. We need to say no. No, no, no. You think Joe Biden told Vladimir Putin no? I think Joe Biden had a coherent conversation with Vladimir Putin where he wasn't laughing at Joe Biden. I know that Trump did. Trump did with Rocket Man too. Also known as Kim Jong-un of North Korea. He's like, hey, bro. He's like, you need to stop launching rockets over Japan because, quite frankly, they're nervous and you're pissing me off. That was the end of it. But the weirdos in the news said Donald Trump literally supports Rocket Man, Kim Jong-un. It's like going, all right, whatever. He supports dictators. Like, it's stupid. No, you need a president that says, hey, dude, I see what you're doing. Look, I get it. You want to look tough. That's cool. Let's find a compromise because, quite frankly, we're tougher than you are. Let's not do this. You want to do this? We don't need to do this. It's called literally walk. It's literally called what is it? It's walk silently but carry a big ass stick. I think that was Theodore Roosevelt who said that. You walk quietly. You talk to people with respect. But as soon as they fuck up, your stick's bigger than theirs, and you wallop them if you have to. That's global diplomacy for every country in the history of this fucking world.
Perhaps going up very substantially, but we wouldn't have industry. Certain industry would have been gone. And it's not only China; it's other. Every country tries to take advantage of us. The European Union is brutal to us. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. We have a tremendous deficit. The European Union sounds so nice. They're very tough. We have hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits. We had that really going great. Then COVID came in, and I had to take care of that, or we would have had a country that was 1929. If I didn't pour money at COVID, we would have had a country that was in 1929 depression. We handed over a stock market that was higher than just prior to it coming in. But we're going to be very tough on countries because, you can stop it at the source. If you stop it at the source, it's much easier than really having battles at the border, and we'll stop it at the source. And I'll go back to President Xi, and he'll honor it, I believe, death penalty for those people that send these horrible drugs into our country. And you'll see it stop very quickly. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, President Trump. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We love you in Navajo County, by the way.
Thank you.
So I'm a mom of 3, and when I go to the grocery store to fill up the fridge, costs are out of control. So what do you think we can do? We need to bring those costs
Got to
back
bring
down.
them down. We have the greatest inflation, in my opinion, in the history of our country. They say in 47 years. Somebody else said 78 years. I say it's in.
Also, she said Navajo County. That's the Native American reservation in Arizona. Native American reservation in Arizona. I've driven through that. You know why? Because I live in Colorado. I grew up in Colorado. I was born in Arizona. And to get from there to where I live now, you You have to drive through the Navajo Nation. Mm, oh no. Not the Native Americans too. Wait, so Native Americans, Black Americans, Chinese Americans, Hispanic Americans, all Americans are going, whoop. Y'all done fucked up. You done fucked up. You fucked up. By indicting this man, you have made him probably one of the most popular presidents in the history of the world. You done fucked up. And I have said this since the conviction. You done fucked up. 24 hours, $52 million. You done fucked up. Over the weekend, 48 hours, $200 million. You done fucked up. You leftist losers are so retarded that you're like going, we got him. We finally got the orange man. We gotta go fuck he's a fascist. Okay. It's like all right. It's literally like watching Kathleen Kennedy from Star Wars do this. She says this quiet part out loud, and you think you did something good.
Fade in.
No, Kathleen, you're fucking retarded. It's in parentheses and brackets because the camera's gonna fade in, and then you start talking. Idiot. Ugh. These people are so stupid. And I have to be honest, not classical liberals, but the more modern extreme left, which we're seeing a lot of. These people are, so the average IQ in the world is like 85. These people are playing with a 67 IQ deck of cards. They're not funny. They can't actually argue articulately. They gaslight. They say, "Oh, you're turning the conversation." It's like, "Oh no, dude. I'm not shying away from a question. I asked you a question and then you tried to deflect with this." And it's like, "Answer the question."
In the history, you look at the cost of food and you look at the cost of energy and you see where it is. And I think we're almost 50%. It's, they like to say 24%, 28%.
Y'all remember when a McDouble, which I don't like, I'm not a huge fan of McDonald's, but a McDouble or cheeseburger at Burger King was $1.99. Now they're both, well, the Burger King cheeseburger is $2.19. The McDouble is $2.39. That's 120% increase. Minimum.
It's much higher, and they don't include a lot of the things that are really bad. I'll give you an example. Interest rates. So interest rates went from 2.5% with me up to close to 10%, and you can't get money anyway. But we have a very sick country. It started with energy. Now it's all over. Now energy isn't as bad as food. It's not as bad as rent. It's not as bad as a lot of things. But energy is going to bring it all down. If we cut your energy in half, you're going to see a difference, the likes of which you've never seen before. We're going to get rid of inflation, and we're going to bring that number down. Not just where you don't have inflation. We're going to bring those costs down, because it's the biggest thing I hear is people going out to the grocery store. They make the same amount of money, but they can buy half of the product. They buy half.
Yep.
And it's the single, I'll tell you what, it's the single biggest. I even have that here. I have something here. Let me see. Because you asked this question.
Oh, no.
Should I show it? I don't know if you can see it. Look. Tic Tacs. This is what inflation does.
That's true.
This is what okay, look. Not good, right? But I kid. But there really is no kidding. It's serious. People can't live. people that had a comfortable life under Trump, making the same kind of money. We had many more jobs, and they had all bounce back jobs. They bounced back from COVID. They were going to come back. But people that made the same amount of money, they live half as well because costs are so high. Inflation is known as a country buster. It busts up countries. It busted up Germany years and years ago. Anytime you have inflation that's not checked, not controlled, it's a country buster, and it's going to bust up our country because we've never had inflation so bad. So we're going to.
This is for the history side of this. You know why the rise of the Nazis in Germany happened is because Germany was blamed for everything in the events of World War II. They were made to pay the countries that won for everything that happened. And literally there were bread lines, loaves of bread were out of control. That's inflation. When your country has to pay this debt, this magical debt that you can't see, the citizens have to suffer for ordinary things: milk, cheese, bread, hamburger meat, gas, natural gas. That inflation is the silent killer of families, the silent killer of people. You're like, I just went to the grocery store. I bought a week's worth of food. It cost me $250. That'd probably be for a family of 3. Wife, kid, baby. I'm sorry, wife, husband, baby. Inflation kills people. It kills people's pocketbooks. They have to decide whether, like, well, I mean, maybe I need to pay rent, or like I got to go to the grocery store. What if I paid half my rent? What if I paid half my, the grocery bill so I can actually have like a half the lease? It's like this is nonsense. This is legitimate nonsense. And they're like going, "Oh, inflation's down." What, congratulations. Gas prices are no longer $8 a gallon in fucking California. They're only $5.50 or $6. Like going, what do you want applause? You fucking losers. Send more money to Ukraine, idiots.
We're going to get the energy down. We're going to get the food prices down. We're going to do a lot of cutting also, and we're going to make our country very livable. We had almost no inflation, and now we have record-setting inflation, and it's killing people. Thank you, darling, very much. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, for taking my question.
Thank you.
And you talking about energy is a perfect segue into my question. And here's my question: is this? I've watched gas prices under the Joe Biden administration just soar, and we're no longer energy dominant, as you mentioned.
Can you believe it, right? By the way, to interrupt, we have more, I call it liquid gold, under our feet than any other nation in the world. Saudi Arabia, Russia, but we don't use it. We don't use it. We don't use it.
Nope.
Because of these people that are absolutely, they're crazy. They're crazy. We don't use it. Drill, baby, drill. The man just said it. Drill, baby, drill. Go ahead.
And exactly, Mr. President. I'm a pastor, and I'm watching the members of my church hurt over how much, just like what you're saying, the gas cost is just to get to work, go to school, and go to church. And therefore, my question is this: what are you going to do to help the everyday American who could barely afford the price of gas? And before you answer that, Mr. President, I just want to say this as a pastor. Scripture says, where sin abounds, grace abounds all the more. And we want to thank you for tapping into the greater grace that's going to eliminate and bring this country back into the greatness.
Thank you, Pastor. Very good. You can be my pastor any day. Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate it. We can get energy started. You have places in this country that you're very high. Your energy is very high. But you have the New England states that are the highest in our country. It's crazy. And if they had a pipeline going from Pennsylvania through New York, but New York won't approve it, if they had a pipeline they would cut their numbers down by 50%. I predict, and I will tell you, I'm going to get energy costs down to much less than 50% of what they are now all throughout our country. And that's going to have an unbelievable, and once that happens, interest rates are going to follow. Interest rates will naturally follow. It's not as complicated as people think, and I did it. We had no inflation. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and we'll do it again, but we'll do it even better. Thank you, Pastor. It's very nice. Appreciate it.
Hold on real quick. The lovely Kamala Harris. She is a gem. She is a gem. Americans are asking real questions. This is literally from yesterday. This was the rally from yesterday. We're going to be doing live the rally from Las Vegas, again, Nevada, place that, quite frankly, leans a little more purplish blue. Kamala Harris tweeted this 3 minutes ago, 2 minutes when I saw it. This is what Americans want right here. This is what America wants. This is what's important. Kamala Harris, let's make one thing clear. Donald Trump intended to get rid of Roe and rip away fundamental freedoms from Americans, and he will not stop there. People are talking about gas prices, housing prices, prices at the grocery store, and you losers, you fucking morons are talking about this. Are you drinking? Are you serious? The hell is wrong with you?
Look.
Also, at the same time, you're Montel Williams side hoe. You're a Montel Williams side hoe. You suck. Kind of frumpy looking, and I don't know what the fuck you ever saw on you. Montel could have done better.
It's the previous president, Donald Trump. Look, it's the previous president, Donald Trump, who hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court, the Court of Thurgood Marshall, to take a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America. He intended they would do.
No. It has never been a constitutional right. It was never a constitutional right. What it was a Supreme Court that decided to say, we get to make law and say this is a fundamental right. It is not. There is only the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights. You have those rights under the Constitution of the United States. Roe v. Wade was never, ever, 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 ever has it been, ever, ever will it be there. It would have to have been an amendment done by Congress to add it to the Constitution of the United States. An amendment way down at the fucking bottom, done by Congress. Ugh. Constitutional right. It's a state issue. Look, there are certain states that they're all for it. New York, California, like on, Washington, Oregon. Fine. That's fine. I don't like shmushmortion. I think there's a cutoff window, and I think roughly in the neighborhood of 12 to 16 weeks. Also, at the same time, if you're a woman and you don't know that you're literally 3 months late, the hell's wrong with you? Are you stupid? Your body does a cycle. Andy says real quick, hold on. I kind of got on my soapbox. It's called Female Healthcare and Bodily Autonomy. Camel toe. Ugh. Camel toe. Roe v. Wade was about doctor-patient confidentiality. Should a doctor be forced to rat on a patient who breaks the law? Yes. The fundamentals, yes. And that's where we get back alley schmishmortions, using a coat hanger. Like, what? Who's using a coat hanger? Like what one person is like going, I'm going to get the baby out because I can't afford it. Were they on crack? Like, what are you doing? Are you serious? Was it during the 70s? Remember when these people talked about safe, legal, and rare? No, it's not that anymore.
A constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America. He intended they would.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Not recognized by the people of America. Recognized by a stacked Supreme Court that leaned one way, led by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. God rest her soul. I'm not going to talk bad about her, but she was there for that one too.
America.
Again, Montel Williams side hoe.
Intended they would do it, and they did as he intended. And this is where.
What? What the fuck? He intended they would do it.
They would do it, and they did.
And they did as he intended. Who writes her speeches?
As he intended.
Maybe AI should take their job. She write better speeches.
And this is where we are. And it's not just a woman's issue.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because I've heard you talk about it affects men and women.
Oh, of course. And I have to tell you, the number of men.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it does affect men and women. Hold on. Let me get real large for this one. It does affect men and women. It takes two to go like this. The lunar module, the command module. Toot, 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 toot. Land on the moon, right? It takes two adults to tango, but a woman has the right to literally terminate whenever she wants in this country. She also has the right to say, quite frankly, that if I want to take baby daddy to court and get all the child support I want. But guess what's reversed? A man can't go and say, please don't do that. Don't end this pregnancy. I want the child. I want to be a father. I want to love her. I want to love him. I'll take care of her. Let's do this together, and then we'll separate. But if you want to, no, that's not a thing. The man is on the hook as paying for a child. But it takes two people to tango. But the woman gets to decide whether the child lives, and the man has no fucking right. It's weird. Again, it took two people to fucking tango. You think that we just happened to jump in the Xbox? No. Well, quite frankly, honey, I love you so much. I can't figure out how I cheated. Like, what'd you do? Do a somersault on your dick? No. You put it in. Two people make a baby, a man and a woman. Also, at the same time, shout out to the people who think that men can be women. Two people. I support what Dave Chappelle and what Bill Burr says. I support your right to, get rid of it to a certain point. But at the same time, I support the right for me to say, fuck that, fuck you, woman, kick a pound of sand. It's a two-way street, but that's not how it works in this country. No, women like this, Kamala fucking, yes, her legs up in the air. They want to say, well, men need to. Shut the fuck up. No. Awesome.
Affects men and women.
Oh, of course. And I have to tell you, the number of men who come to these events and who talk to me about how they understand it can impact their sister or their cousin or.
Also, quite frankly, medical issues for a Schmishmorshin, the mother is taken into literal priority. Ectopic stuff like that, something that endangers the mother's life, is done to save the human being who produces the child. Now, if it's a full pregnancy and a mother dies in childbirth, that is tragic and it happens, but it's rare. It's rare. That's not what she's talking about. That's not what she's talking about.
Or might have impacted their mother.
My father was a loser alcoholic at the time I was conceived, and he threatened to punch my mom in the stomach and kill me. You know what made her leave the abuse? Him threatening an unborn life. She said, "See you, champ. Have a good one. I'm out."
Right? Both on both sides, right? Both in terms of those who want to end an unwanted pregnancy, but also in terms of in vitro fertilization, right? So I'm glad we're having this conversation because it is as much as anything an issue that affects a man on so many levels, including that we have governments that are taking people's freedoms and just where that could possibly lead and what it means. Look.
You mean like taking a man's freedom who, I mean, what are we talking about here? So if the mother doesn't want it, but the man does, wants to be a father, would be willing to be a single father, raise a child, ask nothing of the mother, but the mother's like going, "No, fuck you. I hate you. You suck." That is not recognized. So whose freedoms are being taken? Because as I understand it, in New York and California, you can end a pregnancy up to about 8 weeks. So also who told her that pantsuits are the way to go? Like going, Jesus. What is it? Frumpy ass crap. Idiots. All right. That being said, let's look at the comments. What the? Kamala? Wait, holy shit. This is on record. This is on record. Angela Belsamino. Have you ever had good forehead? If you think this is not a troll account, have you ever had good forehead? Holy shit. All right. From John Cooper, who quite frankly is a leftist gay bitch who is so far out of his mind. Overheard in the checkout aisle at my local King Cullen. King Cullen. You live in Florida. I've never heard of a King Cullen. King Supers? Woman, I still can't believe there are people who are willing to vote for a convicted felon. Woman 2, and a rapist. Don't forget that. Woman 1, and a traitor. Dude, you are such a loser. Dude, you are what? You don't have the audio? All right. I'm gonna have to fucking kick this guy's ass. Do. This guy sucks. I'll take things that didn't. I wish Twitter filled in the punctuation. Take things that didn't happen. Oh, 200, Alex. Literally, this is his whole thing. A conversation that I overheard in the local checkout. Photo of what? The local checkout? Like, no video? Like, what are you doing? This guy's a Democratic shill. He's a loser. He sucks. National finance chair of Draft Biden, ally campaign chair for Barack Obama, majority leader of Suffolk County Legislature, gay dad of 5 kids, Duke alum, New York, Florida. There's no New York, Florida, you big gay bitch. You suck. Nobody likes you. Yeah, he looks like he sucks a lot of dick. He moved from New York to Florida during the pandemic. Yes, he did. I know. Because I tracked this fucking loser. Hey, Revenge, how you doing, buddy? I.e., that bitch's hairline runs scared. Are we visiting? Yeah. So no, this fucking guy, he moved from New York to Florida during the pandemic. And now, guess what he's doing? He's trying to turn Florida blue. This is all he does. This guy should introduce Trump at all his campaign events. Okay. Retweeted Mark Hamill. Every day, more than 100 Americans are killed with pew-pews. Gun homicide rates in the... Shut the fuck up, dude. You're sucking ass. Mark Hamill's such a fucking loser. Imagine being this guy playing a literal role in a movie. Be like going, we're the rebellion. Pew, 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 pew. And then stumping for the fucking U.S. government taking away people's guns. Are you retarded? Oh, wait, Mark Hamill is retarded. Hey, Mark. Hey, buddy. How's that niece that you don't ever see? No, sorry, not niece. How's that grandchild you don't ever see? People left it alone when the mother came out and talked about it, but quite frankly, yeah, Andy says, blab. So uncivilized. This is this horse shit. Retweeted Biden-Harris IQ. Planners of Trump projects 2025 calls repealing the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's called a joke. Like, look at this crap. This is some sick shit. This guy's a fucking grifter too. He sucks dick. Fuck him. This is some sick shit. Ted Cruz literally ran to take a photo with Zelensky, whom he refused to send military aid to. When was this taken? Where's the community notes on this one? Zelensky has not been to the United States within the last 8 months. Not within the last 8 months. But this was 23 hours ago. Ooh. Quote, if I had been asked to prosecute a case against former drug addict using his memoir of recovery as a centerpiece of the case, I do not think I would have been able to bring myself to do it. The ugly truth about Hunter Biden's trial. But you decided to bring charges against Donald Trump that were out of the statute of limitations? Really? So where's the balance, motherfucker? Where's the balance? It's either put Trump in jail and put Hunter there with him, or it's put neither in jail, including Hillary Clinton, who, quite frankly, she was not president of the United States. She had no business having top secret emails. Which is it, motherfucker? Which is it? Thank you, President Macron and Mrs. Macron, for the warm welcome in Paris. Yeah, really? No, I got something for you. Where are the streets of Paris? You know what? I'll get there. But you know what I will show, because quite frankly, this is soul crushing and it hurts my soul. This is for all of you crazy people. You want this guy? You want this guy?
Joe Biden. Yeah, yeah. Joe Biden. Yeah, yeah. Joe Biden. Biden's back. All right. Joe Biden.
Also, at the same time, they all look like they pee sitting down. I pee sitting down. I pee sitting down. Pee sitting down. Pee sitting down. That's not a shot at women. It's a shot at these idiots who are like going, "Go Biden." It's literally a play on everybody. Backstreet's back, and it's so out of touch that it's fucking terrible. And again, we covered this earlier. Ooh, Gunther Engelman. I think he shit himself in this video. Yeah, Wall Street Silver cringe politics. I counted about 17. Yeah, there's about 17 of them. The left can't meme. They suck. They're terrible. They like, it's like watching nails on the chalkboard. And then there's this. This is one of the best things I've ever seen in the last probably 2 years. Maybe even before that. Jeremy on CobraCast plays this all the time. It's incredible.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh
maker. This is my favorite thing ever. Look at his face. He's like, "That's right, motherfucker." I will actually, just to be a parody, I'll probably integrate that into my intro, the live intro that I have. Right. So that being said, we're going to stop sharing this one. We're going to actually go into real quick, not John Cooper, because we're done with him. He sucks. Hey, y'all remember that thing that they made us put on our face? They called you racist, sexist, homophobic. Quite frankly, you were killing grandma. This. So Elon Musk tweets this. "You're all beagles to me anyway. Crimes against humanity. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding." He didn't just lie about the coup. He also lied about the AIDS epidemic. That's right. He told people taking experimental medication that, quite frankly, was killing people. And here's this. So Alexander S. Vindman, God, that guy looks like he peers through the shower crack at teenage girls. Alexander S. Vindman, dad, spouse, whatever. What the fuck is that? What is that? Vet. Oh God, not another one of my supposed people. You're not a veteran. You're a loser. New York Times bestselling author. Ex-NSC White House. Oh yeah. Senior advisor to vote vets. Doctor and senior fellows. Like, what the fuck? So look, this fucking guy. Look at him. "Elon, you are a vain asshole bully. Any positive qualities or accomplishments are subsumed by your lack of character, and your lack of character will define your legacy." Dude, you're literally your former White House, like, senior advisor. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Are you serious? Look at this fucking guy. Look at this guy. Trump admin alums attacked his claim Russia will release U.S. prisoner. Okay. Like, whatever, dude. Oh, yeah. Reposted. I've long said that ordinary Americans do not do the most extraordinary things. Yes, like vote your fucking loser ass out of office. You fucking doddering old man. Ugh. Barbara Streisand. She's a weirdo. All right, that being said, real quick back. The comment section. Gravitas for you, of all people, to talk about the lack of character. Amazing. Oh, here we go. Suit up. Tony Fauci's team created the coof, and it was released on purpose. There are two great treatments. The horse paste and hydroxy horse paste. Fauci wouldn't let you or your loved ones have these effective treatments. Instead, he forced hospitals to use these things that killed people. Alex, this is a meme. You violated your oath. Agreed. And Dr. Fauci has dedicated his entire career to improving public health here and all around the world. Did he, though? Did he? I think homosexuals in the 80s would really want to have a conversation with you, you big dumbass. This is just nonsensical. The crying over an Elon tweet. Yeah, Ashley Sinclair. PETA also came after Fauci's NIH for forced transit to study HIV. That's true. Yeah. Fauci lied. He lied to people, and they died. This man is a liar. He's not just a fraudster. He's a liar. He capitalized from this. He needs to be tried. I mean, if you can convict a president for, I don't know, let's see, fraudulent business dealings, you're not going to convict him. You're not going to actually, you're not going to bring charges against a man for lying to the American people when he had stake in Pfizer. No, like, it's just fucking nonsensical. It's nonsensical. What are we doing here? Are you serious? I don't disagree, but it's for a jury of his peers. But if it's in a blue state, then no, because Fauci's the best of us. He's such a good man. Oh my God, he's the greatest ever. All right, so let's get to the last topic real quick here. So let's talk about the troll from Colin Rugg. The man, Michael Anderson, who was mentioned by Judge Juan Merchan, in his letter to both parties in the New York trial, appears to be a troll. The Facebook profile believed to be the man who made the comment about having inside information on the Trump trial says he's trans-abled and a professional shit poster. He also uploaded a photo on June 1st of rock star JT Allen wearing a dress and dog collar while smoking a cigarette. Multiple screenshots are going around of Anderson saying he had inside information on the case because his cousin is a juror. The Trump legal team is currently investigating the matter. Not just that. So Michael Anderson, trans-abled and professional shit poster. This is where y'all done fucked up. It doesn't matter if he's a grifter, he's a shit poster. He said it. He said it in the actual official Facebook group. New York State Unified Court System Facebook group. It doesn't matter if you're a troll, if you're talking shit, it gets to be investigated. Congratulations. You done been investigated. And even if it finds out that you are a troll, nobody's going to believe you. You have edged this so much closer to a mistrial than you've ever thought possible, because you decided to talk shit. So congratulations, idiot. All right. That being said, we are done. We are at 3 hours. This went way longer than I thought it would, as it usually does. Tomorrow will probably be the same thing. With that being said, we're gonna end on this wonderful video. I love it. You guys are the greatest. I'm gonna bounce. See you guys. Enjoy the video, and until next.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.